Tonight on CTV News at 6, a city council committee sets its sights on Edmonton drivers. From photo radar to school zone restrictions, debating ways to make city streets safer.
Traffic safety is a bit of a life and death situation.
First call. The early bird gets the beer thanks to expanded alcohol service hours.
This just takes away some of the red tape from the previous application processes.
And accidental beached. The Edmonton Queen meets an unexpected sandbar.
Some more scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow and again Thursday.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. Edmonton City Council is debating new ways to make city streets safer without breaking the bank. Some options include roads around schools being off limits to vehicles during peak times to harsher enforcement for excessive speeders. Connor Hogg is at City Hall. And Connor, what progress was made today?
Jeff, the Urban Planning Committee is considering two options for its safe mobility strategy. One keeps things as is with targeted improvements at high-risk spots. The other increases the efforts of all programs across the city, and that would also increase the budget.
Traffic safety is one of the biggest concerns we hear about from Edmontonians.
As city staff say the severity of crashes on Edmonton streets is increasing, council is approaching a fork in the road for Edmonton's safe mobility strategy. The decision of which direction to take will come down to money.
One of the things I'm hearing from my constituent too is modesty, right? Like, what can we do given the constraint that we have? However, I also think traffic safety is a bit of a life and death situation.
Option 1 maintains the current budget level, is consistent with current service, and would cost $74 million. Option 2 would cover a comprehensive citywide safety strategy and would cost twice as much.
This is going to be a budget discussion, of course, but for me, I'd like to see option 2.
Personally, I think strategy 2. I think we are all paying more for dangerous driving, and our car insurance is incredibly expensive.
Ideally, I would love to see option 2 prioritized. I think it aligns with a lot of the priorities, but I feel like we need to kind of think about it in the context of everything else.
Councillors say the province's prohibition of photo radar is a major roadblock, as money from automatic enforcement could help pay for the safety strategy.
The taxpayers getting double dinged because of bad behavior and bad judgment on the part of the provincial government.
Other ideas considered include creating no-vehicle roads around schools during peak pickup and drop-off times, infrastructure improvements, and ways to crack down on drivers who shortcut through neighborhoods. Council has asked city administration to prepare reports on the two strategies, keeping both options on the table for consideration during the 2027-2030 budget discussions.
For me, this does rise to a fairly high priority when we talk about budgetary asks.
A spokesperson for the Transportation Ministry says the province has no plans to expand photo radar beyond its current framework. They also say the City of Edmonton has applied for some photo radar exemptions, which will be reviewed as soon as possible.
All right, Connor, City Council also spoke about another issue for drivers today, parking. What's being considered there?
Jeff, they have agreed to keep 15-minute free parking, but it comes at a cost. Parking rates will have to go up in order to offset those 15-minute costs. They're also asking city staff to look at the possibility of increasing parking fines in some cases. Jeff?
All right, Connor, thank you. Connor Hogg live at City Hall for us tonight. The city says it should be business as usual when Edmonton Transit begins running the Valley Line Southeast. Transed currently operates the 27-kilometre LRT line between downtown and Mill Woods. The city manager says while Transed has done a great job, allowing Edmonton Transit to run the line will cost taxpayers less. He could not say how much money the city will save. The city's transit director says ETS will explore more ways to merge the line with the city's existing transit system.
We have opportunities to make sure that it's very consistent, well integrated. We know a lot of people do link trips between bus and LRT. So again, it's about improving that experience for riders so they have a seamless, really easy to navigate transit journey with us.
Construction on the Valley Line West LRT between West Edmonton Mall and downtown is expected to be finished in 2028. The city's goal is to have ETS running the entire Valley Line by then. Several people were injured in a crash between an ambulance and a farm sprayer on a rural highway near Calgary. It happened earlier this afternoon near the intersection of Highway 9 and Range Road 254, east of Bicycle. An ambulance and a farm sprayer crashed at 1 this afternoon. RCMP say the ambulance had its emergency equipment activated. The patient from the ambulance was airlifted to hospital by STARS in critical condition. 2 EMS workers were taken to hospital by another ground ambulance. Both have serious injuries but are in stable condition. Police say one paramedic was driving the ambulance, the other was tending to the patient. No injuries are reported to the farm equipment operator. A new pipeline to the West Coast will be a big topic of discussion at the Global Energy Show in Calgary. The Federal Natural Resources Minister says there's movement on the MOU with Alberta. However, some other key event speakers say not so fast. CTV's Tim Brooke explains.
Thousands were on hand Tuesday for day one of the 3-day Global Energy Show. It's a full schedule, but one topic still rose above the rest.
We are now charting a path forward on other elements of the MOU. The Pathways Project, and yes, a 1 million barrel per day new pipeline for access to Asian markets.
It's just 3 weeks until Alberta's pipeline application is due with the Major Projects Office. Last week, 5 potential routes were leaked, but beyond that, details on the proposal are still limited. Alberta's premier is confident she'll have one route ready to go by the deadline.
When you look at the MOU, there were specific dates that were put in there to give that indicator to industry that the federal government and Alberta are committed to renewing the relationship and to working together.
But one event speaker in particular is sick of the subject.
At a certain point, there's not much to say. It's for, the proponents when they exist. And for Alberta and for Canada to address some of these questions, then we can respond to it.
BC's energy minister appeared alongside Alberta's energy minister. The former won't tell us if they discussed the pipeline, and the latter ducked all media questions. So Adrian Dix says his government is focused on other things, like the already in development Trans Mountain expansion.
We're very much involved with that because it's an actual project, and there's a proponent.
Danielle Smith told attendees she wants to try to address concerns that BC has with the pipeline and that she can maybe strike a financially appealing deal. But if that doesn't work...
The federal government has a number of levers that can be persuasive. Ultimately, they are the decision maker.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
A former federal Conservative cabinet minister and a lobbyist will help redraw electoral ridings in Alberta. The UCP picked Monty Solberg and Darwin Durney to help redo the work of a previous Electoral Boundaries Commission. Durney has shown previous support for mixing urban and rural ridings. The 2 NDP-appointed members are a U of A law professor and a former Okotoks councillor. The panel will create more ridings than the previous commission. The NDP has called it an attempt to gerrymander. Bars across Canada are getting ready to open extra early for the FIFA World Cup. Alberta is doing the same and then some. CTV's Evan Kenny joins us now. Evan, Alberta Gaming and Liquor is changing what time you can buy a cold one year-round.
That's right, Jeff. Previously, AGLC used to only allow liquor license holders to change their start time for special events. It says to make it easier on everyone, businesses can now start serving liquor at 6 a.m. any day of the week. AGLC says for about 15 years, it allowed bars and restaurants to apply for a special event license. Those were mainly for things like the Olympics or FIFA World Cup. It also included licensing for festivals or golf tournaments. The Alberta Hospitality Association says allowing for an early start without having to go through an application process is a common sense move.
Licensees have proved that they can be responsible and serve alcohol. So this just takes away some of the red tape from the previous application processes. And then these businesses can focus on making a great experience for their guests, which is what they really want to be doing.
Both the Hospitality Association and AGLC believe most places will only start serving liquor early for special events. Liquor service must still end by 3 a.m. with last call stopping 1 hour before closing.
All right, Evan, thank you. That's Evan Kenny live tonight. A refugee family living in Edmonton is hoping their loss can help others. Their northeast home burned down 2 years ago, leaving them without legal documents and other important items. Curtis Goodrum has more on the lessons they're now sharing.
I felt I lost everything again. Naveed Hakimi is a refugee from Afghanistan. He left that country with nothing, and then his family lost everything again in a 2024 fire at their apartment complex in northeast Edmonton. 2 years later, he's using his story to help others. I've been through this experience, so I'm so ready to help others not to go through what I went through. They need to be educated about safety plans, and because I do not want them what I lost, I do not want them to lose that. He joined local landlords and firefighters for a special gathering to help educate other newcomers on fire safety and planning. Mohammed Ahmed came to Canada at the end of 2024.
I was learning about tenant insurance. I didn't know about that.
He says his family now understands fire procedures in Canada.
This is like a reminder to me of things that I know and I don't know. So it's good to come in such events and learn.
It's just kind of reinforcing things that they may already know. But, I think just as, any Edmontonian would need a reminder, hey, check your fire alarms, check your smoke alarms every year.
Catholic Social Services Director Sharon Yeo says this is the third year of the seminar. They focus on something new every year.
Unfortunately, there were a couple of pretty devastating fires that impacted a large number of our newcomers. And so because of that, our focus this year is on safety.
Hakimi hopes other newcomers won't have to repair their lives for a second time like he did. And if that happens, you will be able to, take yourself at least out of those emotional consequences. The former Hermitage home is still being rebuilt. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
After moving 4 times over the past 6 years, the Spruce Grove Community Pantry has found a permanent home. The Community Pantry opened its new kitchen in Stony Plain this morning. This kitchen is used to make school lunches for local kids. Organizers say they expect to increase production from 900 to 5,000 weekly school lunches.
A great opportunity for every child to reach their educational potential, increase their health because of the nutritional food that they'll be receiving, and just make our community a caring place. The one thing is when we started caring, we didn't know that we would need over 100 different people to come involved, but they've come, and it's with joy and with generosity of spirit.
Along with community support, the new pantry is being supported by a grant from the federal government. Members of Edmonton's Muslim community celebrated Eid al-Adha at the Alberta legislature today. Often called the Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha marks the end of Hajj, the pilgrimage of millions of Muslims to Mecca. Celebrations often include prayer, family gatherings, and acts of charity. Leaders from several local Muslim organizations came together in prayer to celebrate. The holiday falls on May 27th, but organizers say it's never too late to celebrate.
So the idea basically is to share the joy of that actual celebration that took place about a week or 10 days ago, but it's still kind of fresh in everybody's memory. So we're happy to share that event with others.
More than 200,000 Muslims call Alberta home. For the second time this year, the Edmonton riverboat is stuck waiting for help. The owner says the boat ran into a sandbar near Accidental Beach during a mechanical test. He says the riverbed was changed by high river levels, so the sandbar was unexpected. Private service boats have been called to pull the riverboat free. Earlier this year, a mechanical issue cut a Mother's Day cruise short. About 200 passengers on board were helped off by emergency crews. Right,
I've been stuck on that boat.
Have you? Was it nice?
Not the worst.
Yeah,
not the worst place to get stuck.
Absolutely. If you got to spend some time somewhere, why not?
Yeah. The weather was beautiful earlier in the day today. Lots of sunshine through the morning hours, and temperatures early this afternoon got up to 22 for a daytime high. And then the showers rolled in, scattered across the Edmonton area through this afternoon. We still have some showers in a couple spots. 22 and 8, the high and the low, so pretty close to average yet again. After the showers rolled in, temperatures got knocked back several degrees, and we're now at 17 downtown. A little chillier west of the city, Stony Plain. Some rain overhead and 13 degrees. This is what it looks like in Edmonton with the CTV drone. as it flies over the river valley, where there is no rain falling right now. You can see off on the horizon, though, we do have some scattered showers kind of on the west and east ends of the city. We've also got some showers and thunderstorms further to the south in the Calgary area. Had some thunderstorms northwest of Edmonton earlier in the day today. This is not part of any big system, though. You can see it's not really even moving all that much. These just kind of formed right over the Edmonton area and surrounding regions, and they're not really going anywhere. So you're going to have cloudy skies with some occasional scattered showers in the area for the next little while. And then I think overnight tonight, those will start to fizzle out. Tomorrow won't be rain all day, but there will be scattered showers in the area for most of the day. We'll get to about 18 degrees with some gusty wind. As we said off the top, the newscast is more precipitation in the forecast for Thursday and Friday morning. Closer look at that. Look ahead to the weekend as well in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up on CTV News at 6, new supports to help those with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder.
It's not a visible disability or challenge, but it's definitely one that requires external support.
We get a look at a new recovery house that will provide assistance under one roof also.
We will take all reasonable measures to make sure kids are safe in this country. I think it's obvious why it's a priority. Kids are dying.
Canadian government set to ban social media for kids under 16. Stay with us.
Wake up with us at CTV Your Morning Edmonton for the latest local news, up-to-the-minute weather, traffic updates, and lifestyle entertainment. There's no brighter way to start your day. CTV Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays 6 to 9. Watch live on Crave.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
People in Edmonton with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder have a new place to turn for help. Mary Valdez-Carletti has more on how the recovery house is impacting lives.
The Den of Willows has become a safe haven for Chance Goddard, a home where he can feel at peace after recovering from addiction.
It is a beautiful thing.
He's one of 5 people with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder who are now living here. Sage Fluetz is one of his roommates.
It's wonderful. It's amazing. It really is. It's home.
The recovery house is a place for people with FASD to find community and support. It's owned by the Bissell Centre and is the first residential property under its care.
We decided to cater it specifically to adults with FASD that are coming from treatment or living in recovery because we didn't see that anywhere else in the system.
The home has 24/7 on-site staff to help with life skills development, employment readiness, and more. Everything is tailored towards people with FASD.
It's not a visible disability or challenge, but it's definitely one that requires external support, and we've been really leaning into that as an organization.
People with FASD can experience a spectrum of physical and behavioral issues.
And it's not because you're angry. A lot of the times it's due to the fact that you're just overwhelmed by things that you can't personally understand.
Living with others with the same needs and experiences can improve their well-being.
It helps to regulate everything, both from schedule to my own anxieties to anything that I end up needing help with.
I couldn't do it without the staff or the support of everybody here. It's making a difference in my life.
Goddard says he already feels positive about his future and wants to take what he's learned inside the Den of Willows.
Find some way to use all that to give back to those who are also going through these struggles.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
CTV News can confirm that Ottawa is expected to join countries like Australia and France and ban social media for kids under 16. It's part of an online safety bill to be introduced as early as tomorrow. CTV's Judy Trin has details of the new Digital Safety Act and how it will work.
2 to 5. Yeah. 4. How many hours? I've seen anywhere from like 3 to 6.
Every student on this grade 8 school field trip spends hours on their phone daily. Most give a social media ban for kids under 16 a failing mark.
It's like a way for them to communicate and like get friends other than like friends at school.
If you post a video or something like that and people put comments, it can like boost your confidence.
If you do ban it, I feel like they definitely find much more unsafe ways to get around it. That would just be more harmful to the kids.
But the culture minister is expected to table a new digital safety bill on Wednesday.
We will take all reasonable measures to make sure kids are safe in this country. I think it's obvious why it's a priority. Kids are dying.
A federal digital regulator would be appointed to set safety standards. In addition to the age limit, social media companies would be required to remove child sexual abuse material and reduce exposure to content that encourages children to hurt themselves. But experts worry the bill could backfire.
Implementing a ban is enormously difficult. It costs a lot of resources, requires a lot on the enforcement front, etc.
There's concern that age verification could violate privacy and block student access to educational material. But this teacher supports a ban because she needs more tools to control social media use in the classroom and at home.
I just feel like kids need a little bit more guidance and restriction at this age. They're at a pivotal time in their life when they are forming rights and wrongs, and I just feel like it opens up Pandora's box.
The Liberals have been trying to introduce legislation to protect children from online harms for 7 years. They now have a majority, but there isn't enough time to pass the bill before Parliament rises for the summer. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Alberta government says it's monitoring the impending legislation and that it believes policies should focus on empowering parents and ensuring they have the tools needed to protect their children. A water main break in a southwest Calgary neighborhood has left a gaping sinkhole. 2 weeks ago, the water main flooded the area and damaged the road. People there were without water for 6 days and say since then the sinkhole has doubled in size. People living in the cul-de-sac say they were told the area may have to be closed off entirely because crews think more of the road may cave in.
The hole is getting bigger and bigger, and there doesn't seem to be a fix for it, so it's very frustrating for us.
Right now, we can't even park at our garages right now or our driveways because of all of the lines that they have that they rerouted all the water into our house. You cannot drive over those things.
The city says progress was slower than expected because the water line is near other utilities in a low-lying area which collects water. Coming up on CTV News, a not-so-obvious Alberta mountain destination competing for your tourism dollars.
The price point was right. The specific hotel offered things for kids.
The town of Cochrane billing itself as a more cost-effective trip when visiting the Rocky Mountains.
Scattered showers across parts of the Edmonton area this evening. More of that on the way for tomorrow. You know what? You look ahead to the weekend, though. It does get sunnier and warmer. We'll talk about that after the break.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The town of Cochrane says it's finding its place in the province's tourism industry. It points to a significant increase in both Canadian and international visitors. CTV's Tyler Barrow has more.
Jessica Pelkey and her family of 5 stayed Monday night in Cochrane.
The price point was right. The specific hotel offered things for kids.
The family is heading into Banff for the day.
We're going to drive through it. We do want to see it. It is one of our stopping points, but to stay there, the price is almost double.
The price point in Banff is a benefit for Cochrane. Since 2023, the town has seen a 20% increase in Canadian overnight stays and an over 40% increase in international overnight visitors. For many, it's the smart option.
You can stay a little bit longer and do a little bit more and have a different Alberta itinerary than you might if you were just staying in the Canadian Rockies.
Looking at a hotel room for the weekend of August 14th to 16th, the cheapest option in Banff is over $1,200 total for the 2 nights. Cameron area, more than $900, while for under $650, you can stay at the Super 8 in Cochrane. And as Banff and Lake Louise anticipate another busy season, its tourism association is working with regional partners like Cochrane.
If the demand continues to grow, visitors are looking for other places in summer.
While capitalizing on affordability in Cochrane and visiting the Rockies might be an attraction for many, their tourism association says it has a lot to offer visitors who choose to explore the area.
You can go rafting with Kelsey's Caravan Adventures or take a horseback ride with Saddle Peak Rides.
Here at the Fence and Host restaurant in downtown Cochrane, owner Chris Hartman has noticed the uptick in visitors from overseas.
Trying to capitalize on more of the time they're spending in the area.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Cochrane.
All right, that was a beautiful day.
Up until about 2
it wasn't.
Yeah, 22 degrees for a daytime high. Warmest day so far. You remember the heat we had at the end of May?
No.
I know you don't.
It's a memory.
And if you don't, I'll remind you here in a second with the temperature calendar. Here's what it looks like outside right now, though. Cloudy skies. River Valley Sky Camps brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 17 degrees after that high of 22 earlier in the day today. 23 Lloydminster, 22 Grand Prairie, Red Deer. Didn't even get to 20 today. 19 for the daytime high, and we will not get to 20 tomorrow. 18 or 19 for a daytime high tomorrow. Take a look back. This was May. Look at all the red on here. 19 above average days all told. And from the 24th to the 30th, you had some heat there. Couple of days, high 20s, couple of 30s. And then all of a sudden you flip into June. There is not a red dot to be found anywhere on this calendar. And we may not get one until Sunday or Monday. Temperatures are in the 15 to 19 range here for the next 3 days. Get back to around average there, 21, maybe 22 Saturday. And for a couple of days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we get into the mid-20s. But after that, it looks like it cools off once again. So all of that 30-degree heat that we had at the end of May, no signs of it returning anytime soon. You got some scattered showers and thunderstorms in central and southern parts of the province. Looks like the thunderstorms are really starting to get going. They're down around Calgary. They're all kind of fizzling out here further to the north. Still a few there just west of Slave Lake. So those showers, we're just going to have to, they're not moving. We're just going to have to wait for them to fizzle themselves out mid to late this evening. Otherwise, just cloudy skies through the evening and the overnight period. And tomorrow morning, scattered showers potentially, especially early in the morning. Then a little bit of a break. And then midday, you get a chance of some hit and miss showers. Maybe some isolated thunderstorms here from Edmonton off to the southeast. Even right into the evening, there's a chance of a few hit and miss showers and thunderstorms. So it's not like there's a big low pressure system that's rolling through and it's going to be easy to time this out on when the rain's going to roll in and when it'll roll out. These are going to be very scattered and hit and miss showers over the course of the next 24 hours. Thursday looks a little bit drier in the morning, but then into the afternoon and evening hours, again, you get a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, and that risk carries right through into Friday morning. So off and on tomorrow, and then again off and on Thursday night into Friday morning. 20 in Fort McMurray, 22 for Grand Prairie. It's 19 right now in Red Deer. We're at 17 here in Edmonton. We'll see temperatures in the mid-teens through this evening. 12 degrees tomorrow morning, and then about 18, maybe 19 for a daytime high tomorrow with scattered occasional pockets of precipitation, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm here or there, and gusts by late morning to about 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. Look at the weekend, though. Low 20s, and looks drier for both Saturday and Sunday, mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies. I think into early next week with those mid-20 temperatures. Not bad Monday, Tuesday, and then late in the day Tuesday. You might see a shower or thunderstorm as things cool off once again, middle to the end of next week.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, thousands of passengers flown without a license.
This investigation and the details surrounding it read like a movie script.
An Air Canada pilot accused of improperly flying over 900 flights, and
let's give it one more round of applause for your Artemis 3 prime crew.
NASA reveals its new Artemis crew. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
An Air Canada pilot has been accused of flying hundreds of commercial flights over 17 years without a proper license. Here's CTV's John Woodward on how the former captain went undetected for so long and whether passenger safety was compromised.
This investigation and the details surrounding it read like a movie script.
But police say this fraud was very real. An Air Canada pilot flying for decades, captaining planes full of passengers like 767s and 777s that he wasn't licensed to do.
During that time, he captained over 900 domestic flights, earning millions of dollars in salary for those captaining flights, but also flew tens of thousands of passengers.
Charged with fraud and forgery is Jeff Wall, who a posted biography with Ontario's Georgian College says once flew with Canada's Armed Forces and helped connect future pilots with careers as a part-time employee.
Canadian airlines are safe.
That's video of Wall in 2015 sitting down for an interview on CTV's Canada AM. He was the chair of the Air Canada Pilots Association during the period Peel police say he wasn't licensed. Air Canada said in a statement, despite the licensing problem, he was competent to fly, saying safety was not compromised by this incident because all pilots at Air Canada undergo mandatory recurrent training every 6 months to validate their flying competency.
I'm going to show you this. This is mine, actually.
CTV aviation expert Phil Dirty said every year or more a pilot has to show his license to what's called a check pilot, a person working for Transport Canada. But there's apparently no cross-referencing that with government databases.
It's not valid. So, you're taking it at face value, but when the medical is done, then it should be checked there. And then also with the database at Transport Canada, it should also be checked at that point as well.
Police say it was a regular check in March of 2025 that finally flagged the license. Air Canada called in Transport Canada, which reviewed the situation, and then they called the police. Police allege that Wall made a false police report to them to cover his tracks. Wall hasn't responded to messages from CTV News. He's considered innocent until proven guilty and did have a lower standard of pilot's license. John Woodward, CTV News, Mississauga.
Ontario's premier is on a charm offensive in Washington, D.C. in advance of CUSMA trade talks. Doug Ford is promoting an idea he calls Fortress North America and says today the Americans rolled out the red carpet for him. CTV's Abigail Beeman has more.
What is Fortress North America? Well, Fortress North America is about encouraging people to invest more in both countries.
Doug Ford in D.C., selling not just his province, but his new Fortress North America plan. He echoed federal Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc. He feels optimistic about a renewal of the North American Trade Pact and downplayed his cancelled reception with American billionaire Ross Perot Jr.
We have been jammed, meeting everyone down here. They've rolled out the red carpet for us. They treat us so well. My message to everyone, we love Americans. We love the U.S., and I know Americans love Canadians. Let's get a deal done.
Ford said he was meeting 4 lawmakers today and has no plans to back down yet from the booze ban that's a real irritant for Americans.
I just want to get this deal done, and then we'll put that booze back on the shelves, and we welcome everyone. Maybe we'll have a little drink of Kentucky bourbon or something in Ontario.
The premier has also been a contentious player in the Canada-U.S. relationship.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
With the president calling off trade talks after Ontario aired this ad. Ford said he had a positive chat with LeBlanc ahead of his trip. Other ministers portrayed a united front today.
You know, it's always good to have Team Canada talking about the benefit of the relationship.
Tariffs are really, really hurting a lot of Ontarians and a lot of Canadians. And I think it's important that we talk to American leaders across the U.S. I'll be going to the U.S. this summer. There will be many of us that will be going.
Premier Ford has taken a very positive approach, almost conciliatory, compared to other statements that we've seen in the past. So pour a little sugar on it.
LeBlanc had said he's set to speak with United States Trade Representative Jameson Greer at some point this week. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Washington.
Fresh off the historic Artemis 2 mission and Canada's big moment, NASA has revealed the 4 astronauts who will fly on Artemis 3.
Let's give it one more round of applause for your Artemis 3 prime crew.
No Canadians are on this crew. There was a symbolic handoff from American astronaut Reed Wiseman following the success of Artemis 2.
The Artemis 2 crew, comrade, hands you the baton. You got the controls.
The Artemis 3 crew includes 1 Italian and 3 Americans. Artemis 3 will test the spacecraft and docking systems needed before NASA sends astronauts back to the moon. The mission is slated to launch in 2027. Still to come, an anti-coal mining petition may have surpassed the threshold needed for signatures.
We've seen poll after poll that says 70 to 80% of Albertans are against these kind of mines, so I would assume it would go that way.
What the next steps are if the signatures are verified also. The pro-separation billboard is ordered to be removed from a small southern town.
Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
Checking on today's market numbers, the Canadian dollar closed near 71 cents U.S. Oil down $3, closing the day at $88.20 a barrel. Gold is down 77. The TSX was down 67 points. The Dow Jones up 86. Corb Lund's anti-coal mining petition appears to have met its goal. Singer says his Water Not Coal campaign surpassed the 178,000 signatures needed. CTV's Quinn Keenan tells us what the next steps are.
After months of canvassing, Water Not Coal appears to have accomplished their goal. Lund isn't sure how many signatures they've received, but says they have enough.
The eastern slopes of the Rockies is a very sensitive ecological area, but more importantly, it's an economic driver for agriculture because all of our water comes from there. And, you know, southern Alberta is in a 6-7 year drought.
The signatures will be delivered to Elections Alberta Wednesday to be verified. Over 3,000 people signed up to be a canvasser for the petition. Lund believes Albertans would support a coal ban if the question made it to a referendum.
We've seen poll after poll that says 70 to 80% of Albertans are against these kind of mines, so I would assume it would go that way.
The next stage of the process will begin once signatures are verified. Assuming all goes smoothly, the legislature would then need to consider a law banning new coal projects on the eastern slopes or put it to a referendum. The province is taking things slow, with the Ministry of Justice saying, "We'll wait to see this process play out and for the final signature count from Elections Alberta once the signature verification period ends." The Coal Association of Canada maintains new coal projects would have to meet strict standards to protect nearby water sources. Industry Vice President Rena Blacklaw said in a statement, decisions about major industrial development should continue to be guided by science, independent regulators, and evidence-based review processes. Northback is currently attempting to revive a formerly rejected coal mine at Grassy Mountain, just north of Blairmore. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The process of verifying and counting signatures will begin Thursday. Elections Alberta will then have 21 days to verify the results. A pro-separation billboard in the town of Taber has been ordered removed. The electronic sign has a display saying, "Send Ottawa a message, choose Alberta." The billboard is privately owned and operated on town land. The person behind it says the town told him there have been complaints. The town says the sign is privately owned and operated on leased town property. Canadian actor Andrew Fung has been named the celebrity judge for the Calgary Stampede Parade. The award-winning comedian, actor, producer, and host will help judge entries in the various categories. The Stampede says they've been trying to get Fung involved in the parade for a long time. The Calgary native says he's excited.
It's Andrew Fung from Kim's Convenience, Run the Burbs, and Big Burger Battle. But before all that, I'm a kid born and raised in the northeast of Calgary, and I am hyped to come home to Calgary to serve as this year's celebrity judge for the 2026 Calgary Stampede Parade.
The Calgary Stampede runs July 3rd to July the 12th. The Canadian men's national team hit the pitch for training in Toronto this morning, days before their first World Cup match. The team added a new player today, Jaden Nelson, who plays for Austin FC, added to the squad as an injury replacement. He described what it's like to represent his country after surviving childhood cancer.
It's a big deal, you know. It hasn't hit me yet, but it's just inspirational to a lot of people that I know that want to do big things in life, and yeah, I'm hopefully that I'm able to be that person for them to look up to.
Canada's first game is in Toronto this Friday against Bosnia and Herzegovina at 1 p.m. For a full list of watch parties in Edmonton for different countries, check out our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Coming up on CTV News at 6, a decades-long volunteer hangs it up.
I worked in distribution and Terry joined us on the line, and he was always positive and upbeat and always had a joke to crack.
More on a legacy this volunteer will leave with an Alberta food bank.
Stay with us. We've got another full night of great shows for you tonight on CTV. Programming brought to you by Green Tree Outdoor Living, where your dream yard becomes a reality.
An American food chain will be using Alberta beef for its specialty burger created for the Calgary Stampede. Shake Shack says its Cowtown burger features 100% Alberta beef topped with crispy cheese curds, pickles, and a smoky barbecue sauce. The American fast food chain opened its first location in the province last month, with people lined up at Chinook Centre to get a taste. Shake Shack's food truck will be parked on the grounds next to the Mega Drop Ride, selling its usual fare as well as the burger crafted just for the Stampede. The Calgary Food Bank said goodbye to one special volunteer today who's given more than 4 decades of service. Terry Dietz was even featured on CTV News before for his work at the organization. Now he's handing over the reins and enjoying retirement. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
In 1997, Terry Dietz could be seen here preparing for a food drive as he spent 4 days a week at the Calgary Food Bank, volunteering his time.
I like to see a nice meal on the table for these families.
Nearly 30 years later, the honorary mayor of the food bank is saying goodbye, retiring from a job he has held for 42 years.
Started out in an old Safeway store right behind City Hall.
That's where the food bank first began operations. Staff held a retirement party for Dietz, reminiscing about everything he brought to all the staff over his time.
He worked hard, he got the job done, and he actually wasn't afraid of kind of kicking other people in the butt to make sure they were working hard too.
Dietz, who was in his late 60s, says he first saw an advertisement for volunteers with the organization in the paper. He made a call, sat down for an interview, and would never look back.
Keep myself busy because I just don't want to be sitting around at home.
The food bank says it's volunteers like Dietz that help the operation continue running, with 60% of its staff being volunteers.
When you were serving almost 1,000 households a day, that number would almost be cut in half if we didn't have the support of the volunteer community here doing the work that they're doing.
As for his colleagues, they are going to miss him.
Terry was always in a good mood on the line. I worked in distribution and Terry joined us on the line, and he was always positive and upbeat and always had a joke to crack.
Stuff like this is kind of like a big family to me.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Few showers over parts of the Edmonton area. You can see there's a lot of spots inside the city that are just cloudy right now. A few areas dealing with some showers. That'll be the case for the next couple of hours here. By mid to late this evening, should be just cloudy. And then tomorrow, well, off and on scattered showers, maybe an embedded thunderstorm and a little gusty. Cooler as well, 18 for a daytime high. 18 or 19 Thursday, late Thursday into early Friday, another chance of some showers. And then we're back into the 20s and a little warmer. Or not only warmer, but drier and sunnier for Saturday, Sunday.
Sounds perfect. Thanks, Josh, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, check out our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Have a great night, everyone.